Now, I know that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't entirely his fault, but this is the kind of movie that Marc Webb should be directing. So Gifted is directed by Marc Webb, and it stars Chris Evans, McKenna Grace, Lindsay Duncan, Jenny Slate, and Octavia Spencer. So the story is essentially this little girl Mary's living with her Uncle Frank. He sends her off to school and stops homeschooling her. The teachers discover she's a math prodigy, and then it starts getting into a custody battle between Frank and his mother, and they're trying to determine what to do with this little girl. Should they let her just be a kid, or should they help to expand her mind and help her to be one of the greatest mathematicians of all time because she's so brilliant? What I like about indie movies like this is they're usually filled with quirky, unique dialogue, and this movie is riddled with it. The things that the characters say in this movie, it's just normal enough for you to be like, okay, I understand what's going on, but it's just weird enough to be like, oh, that's kind of different, I like that. One of the things this movie does really well is it has an excellent balance between drama and comedy. And actually the comedy in this movie hits really hard and hits really well. There's a few jokes in the movie where the entire theater was just roaring with laughter because some of the stuff that these characters do is just so funny. A lot of that really great humor and really good dramatic moments have to do with the actors and their performances within the movie. Chris Evans has so much more to offer than just being Captain America. If you watch this movie, or Puncture, or Snowpiercer, he has a lot of talent to him, and he really lets it shine in this movie. It's a very nuanced performance. It's a lot of different layers to his character. It's very three-dimensional. He is for sure one of the standouts in the movie, without a doubt. But the real standout of the movie is McKenna Grace, who plays Mary the math prodigy. Her character is this little kid who's only ever been around adults her whole life, but when she's finally around kids in like a social environment, she doesn't really know how to act. She's very direct. She speaks her mind. When she wants something, she lets you know. I like when characters speak exactly what's on their mind like this. I think she delivers her lines very, very well. And when it comes to knowing all of this math and the genius part of her performance, I think she plays that off really well. She seems very knowledgeable, but at the same time, she's still got this childlike curiosity. There's things that she doesn't know, and she wants to know them, so she asks questions like a child would. So she's a character that's very well realized, she's very well directed, and she's definitely the standout of the movie for sure. As far as the other performances, they're pretty serviceable. I think Octavia Spencer was a little underserviced in this movie. She's not in it as much as I would have liked her to be, because she's great and I'll watch her in pretty much everything. But that's okay if the other actors aren't as good, because when Chris Evans and McKenna Grace are on screen together, their chemistry is amazing. This uncle-niece relationship that they have really shines through. You really feel that Chris Evans cares for this little girl. He wants to do what's best for her in her life, but he doesn't really know how to be a parent. He's just figuring it out as he goes along. I think Mary knows that, so they work together, they help each other, they learn from each other, and the journey that they're on is really fantastic to watch. I don't have a lot of negatives to say about the movie. Like I said earlier, I don't think all of the actors are used to 100% of their capabilities, especially Octavia Spencer. I would have liked to have her in a few more scenes, give her character a little more depth, because she's a really talented actress, and when you have someone of that caliber in a movie like this, you're kind of hoping that she has some meatier scenes, but she doesn't really. She's just kind of there along for the ride, and that's fine for the most part, but I would have liked to see a little bit more for her. Another thing about this movie is the plot is kind of formulaic. You know how it's going to play out, you know how it's going to end, but that's not a huge deal because it's more about the journey than about the destination, and I had a really great time on this journey, watching these characters and seeing it play out, and their chemistry and interactions with each other. So when all is said and done, it is really a heartwarming, feel-good movie, and I will say that Gifted is top-notch. So thanks for checking out my review of Gifted. You can comment below, let me know what you thought of the movie. Let me know what you thought of this review. You can give me a subscription if you haven't done so already, and if you've got nothing else to do, go watch more movies.